Hello, good morning, good evening, dear friends.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We will be starting in a couple of minutes.
Welcome.
Hi. Cheers
Hi,
from
Naresh.
Lima, from Peru. Your microphone is off, Naresh?
Mics are off. We have the chat if you want to comment and ask. We've habilitated the camera so we can see each other. We think that's great. Good morning, Jacqueline.
We are still like 4 minutes to go. We are really happy to have you here. I am Maria Eugenia or Maru de Aliaga, and I am in charge of product and marketing at Condor Travel and Expertia Holding. And we have here also Ines. Ines is the product development and marketing manager at Condor Travel. And Nico, who is CEO of
Yoga Journey.
Yoga, yes. And Jan, who has his camera on, he's also part of the product development team. So we're really happy to have you here and to show you our new portfolio of experiences. We're going to wait 3 more minutes, more or less, until it's 9 o'clock. So more of our guests can join us.
Hello from Sweden. We have people from different countries, from India, Naresh. I saw Priyank as well, who's always with us on our webinars. Welcome again. We also have some representatives of our sales and commercial team with us. I see Ami, Carol, Steven. So we're all available for any questions and comments on the chat.
The waiting room will be disabled, no, when the webinar starts, because there's still people entering. I think it would be better if they enter directly to the webinar. And if you have any question, like Ines said, you can use the chat. We will be also checking it so we can see all the questions. We don't skip any question.
Hello from New York as well.
Okay, I think it's 9:01 here. I think it's time. Should we start?
I think we can start. Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Ines Valenzuela. I am the product and marketing manager here at Condor Travel. We're very excited to share this experience portfolio with you today. Please feel free to ask any questions or comment on the chat. We have our commercial and sales team with us, Maru, Jan, Nico, who's our guest presenter today as well. So we can interact on the chat. We've arranged so that you can turn on your cameras if you like that. That will be, I think, especially good for the end part, where we will have a short demo of a meditation workshop with Nico. So I think we can start now, and I'm gonna give the mic to Maru so we can start with an introduction of the topic for today.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to our True Wellness webinar. Greetings from Lima. We are very happy to present to you our latest portfolio of experiences. This one we hold very dear to us, and we had a lot of brainstorming around it. We wanted to create wellness, a wellness portfolio, wellness experiences. We have very good infrastructure for that in Peru. But at the same time, we wanted to be a little bit more about giving back. So we defined this topic that we're going to explain to you in this webinar called True Wellness. But first, let's start with the basics. Why Peru? Why a wellness portfolio in Peru? What does Peru bring to the table? So for that, let's go way back, more than 5,000 years old. And let's remember that Peru is one of the cradles of civilizations of the world. Actually, it's the only cradle of civilization in the southern hemisphere. And what does this mean? What means to be cradle of civilization? This means that no one brought culture to Peru. So it's, usually culture spreads when people start moving and get influence from other people and other ways of seeing life. But in the case of Peru, it started here. So it responds to a special environment. It responds in a new and a different way to the surroundings. And the people here explain the world to themselves in a different way. So that's very important because this framework, which is the Andean cosmovision, will be the framework where people will be moving when they come to Peru. And of course, Peru, there are many different cultures. We have like more than 40 original languages from our different indigenous people. But one of the main cultures here is the Andean culture. So let's get a little bit deep into that. First of all, let's understand what is the complementary opposites framework. This is very important because in the Andean world, the opposites are complementary. You can see this in other cultures as well. For example, in the Taoists, it's the yin and the yang. In the Andes, it's pretty much the same. There are two archetypical representations of this, and these are Pachacamac and Pachamama. Probably most of you have heard about Pachamama. Probably less about Pachacamac, but we also call it Viracocha. If you investigate the chronicles about the Incas, you will hear about Viracocha, which is the god that makes everything. So Pachacamac is the primordial substance that gives anima, form, and movement to the universe. It means, when it's called Viracocha, it means he who animates the cosmos. And it's also recognized as the vital energy that it's everywhere, the cosmic light that gives life to the fire, and it's linked to the sun. If we use Star Wars, as a metaphor, it will be the force, the force that is in everything, that surrounds everything. And its complement, it's Pachamama, widely known as Mother Earth, but it's more than that. Pachamama means here and now. It's the perfect moment when manifestation is made. It's when a Pachacamac life or energy manifests in the earth, in the here and the now. Obviously, one of its main manifestations is the abundance of crops and the beauty that surrounds us. That's why it's more linked to all the fruits and all the blessings that the earth gives to us. This dance between opposites, where none of them is superior than the other, and where each one respects and honors the other and needs the other to exist, can be seen throughout the years in many representations of pre-Inca cultures, and can be tracked directly to the Incas, who are sons of the sun and the moon. So this is very important. This experimentation of this complementary duality that makes one is very important in the Andean world, and is one of the ideas and the way of seeing life that people will experiment when they come here. Another important thing to have in account is that for us in the Andean world, everything is animated. I mean, people for the Andean and Amazonic worlds, we are all people: plant, animals, waterfall, caves, mountains, snow-capped mountains. We share humanity that is not exclusive to the human being. We are all part of the same weaving and are made of the same life force. So everything is alive. That's very important. And when everything is alive, we have to interact and trade and exchange. That's very important. So when we operate in such a world, we must know how to relate to all these things. It's no longer possible to establish a relationship of, this is mine to use, of manipulation or indiscriminated use of something. Actually, we see ourselves in the same level as everything in nature. So we have to negotiate and ask permission, and always keep in mind the bigger picture and be really aware that everything has to be into balance. So this is why we have a special tradition that's called payment to Mother Earth. What we do, usually it's in August, when we start putting the crops, when we start planting, we give a special ceremony to Mother Earth to thank her for her blessings. And like that, we always start in the Andean region, the rites of seeding the earth. And this giving back to Mother Earth is also related to a very important concept in the Andean tradition, which is called Aini. It is reciprocity. You will hear about Aini every time you come here to Peru. Aini is that there has to be a balance in energy. Mother Earth gives to us and we give her back things. The same happens between humans and for example, in your town. If your neighbors come to help you, I don't know, clean your house, then you will feed them. There's always an exchange of energy. And that's very important. That's a very important concept that also sustains the way of life in the Andes. So I was telling you about that, the Aini. You will see it working throughout the Andean community. And another important concept that is really important are the mountains, the apus. The apu is the spirit of the mountain. So each town would have an apu or tutelary mountain that orders the territory that extends under its range of influence. So this is really important, and there's like a hierarchy between the mountains. You will see it if you go to the Sacred Valley. You will feel the presence of the mountains. That's why a lot of people, when they arrive there, they feel that the mountains are special. Well, in the Andean way of seeing life, the mountains are spirits, and they are alive, and they even intervene in the things of the human. So, for example, in Cusco, this is a picture of Alzangate Mountain, which is the tallest mountain in the area, and it's the most powerful mountain there. But probably you know about Salcantay, about Veronica, about other mountains that are on the way to Machu Picchu. And they are really, really important. So these three concepts are really important. So the complementary opposites, the Aini, which is reciprocity, and then that everything is sacred and everything in nature has a role. So that's the framework where we are going to work in Peru. That's what Peru brings to the table in this proposal. It's in feeling again ourselves part of nature, understanding the importance of balance and reciprocity. So when we were talking about that, we realized that it was really important to give back. So at Condor Travel, we've always been working with the local communities through Wings, our NGO. So we decided that this proposal should have very clear regenerative tourism experiences. So that's what we're going to talk to you today. For us, true wellness is not only a state of physical, mental, and social health. Wellness is not only about feeling well in your physical body, in your mind, and in your spirit, but also of being super clear that we are part of of the whole, that we are part of something bigger, that we want all our relationships to be healthy, and that we want to give back. So that's for us true wellness. It's experiences and products that talk not only about being in balance inside ourselves, but also being in balance outside ourselves and giving back. We've designed experiences that involve physical activities that bring balance, like yoga, meditation, massage with essential oils from Peru, but also that have a component of regenerative tourism. What is regenerative tourism? It's not only about not making any impact or traveling in a responsible way, but it's actually of making a positive impact. So you have to go a little bit, it's another step to actually go and plant trees, for example, or make sure that all the suppliers that are involved in a trip are really giving back, or that the most vulnerable people in the places where we operate are actually benefiting in an economically and socially way from tourism, that everybody is comfortable with that. So that's one thing, regenerative tourism, and the other is wellness tourism. It's about finding our center, and from there shining to the rest of society. So the union between these two is what is true wellness for us. That's it.
Thank you,
So
Maru.
Now Ines will go a little bit deeper into the type of experience that we have chosen and curated for you.
Thank you, Maru, for this very complete framework to understand why we've crafted this portfolio the way we have. And of course, when we first started working on a wellness portfolio, some of the first things that came to mind were yoga, meditation, mindfulness workshops, and these are a big part of our proposal. We have Nico here with us today from the Yoga Journey, who is very kind and is going to be sharing with us a brief demo of a meditation workshop at the end of the session. With Nico, Denise, and their team at the Yoga Journey, we can offer experiences even before the trip starts with pre-trip wellness online workshops, which can be catered depending on the interests of the group. So you can see some examples here. And once in destination, in Lima, we have a variety of teachers of different styles, both in yoga and meditation, and that can also give the classes in different languages. So we think that's very good to cater to different markets. We can arrange a variety of spaces. Outdoor spaces are right now very, very important, obviously, but we can also arrange spaces within your hotels or at nearby yoga studios, and also rent out mats, so you don't have to take care of anything and just relax and enjoy the class. Obviously, these are tailor-made for the specific groups and their specific requirements. And we can also tailor-make retreats at different locations. And these have to be very specific depending on the interests and the sizes of the groups and the destinations that they would like to visit as well. But we can do this in the Amazon rainforest or in the North Shore beaches or in Cusco, obviously, as well. So some of the experiences that maybe weren't the first ones that came to mind, but we think are very powerful for wellness and for true wellness. One of them is the superfoods workshop. We think that we're a rich country. Peru has a great diversity, both geographically and ecosystemically. And this diversity allows us to grow a wide range of foods, many of which are considered superfoods. A superfood is a food that is nutritionally very dense, that is packed with vitamins, with minerals, with well-being boosting elements. And we want to really get to know them and learn how to incorporate them into our daily diets. And there are many of them are really, really delicious, well, including chocolate, the cacao beans, and the aguaymanto, the golden berry, or the custard apple, one of my favorites. Of course, the quinoa and many Andean grains. So it's a win-win. It's good for you, it's delicious, and we have them in Peru. We want to to learn to know them and to prepare delicious foods with them. So we've prepared this workshop where you get to go with an experienced local chef to a local market and learn to identify these superfoods in their natural state, and then go back to the kitchen and learn to prepare different dishes with them. We can also talk about how you might find these superfoods in your home countries. Maybe they are dried fruits or as meals. So we can talk about the different ways in which you can use these products depending on the presentation that you can find back at home as well. Going back and linking back to the concept of reciprocity, these superfoods are a product of Mother Earth, and we're thankful for them. So we want to thank Mother Earth, and we want to be grateful for these superfoods. And understanding that gratefulness and that giving thanks is something that we think is really it's good to do it within the local traditional context. So we think community-based tourism and cultural immersion experiences are the perfect way for understanding how the local communities actually live this concept of reciprocity. In that sense, we want to share some of our topics. There's a wide range of community-based tourism experiences in Peru. We've picked our favorites. Well, Miss Minay is our flagship community-based tourism project. You might know it already. Condor, through our NGO Wings, has been working with Miss Minay since 2008. So we have a very long-standing relationship, and we've developed together the experiences for the tourists and created positive impact in the community. Now they're really pros, so you get there to have a really genuine, authentic experience. You get to participate in their daily life activities. You can build the Adobe bricks with them, or maybe participate in a demo of textiles and in traditional dyeing techniques, or maybe you can take part in a cooking class or in an agricultural demonstration. So it's a very rich experience, and you get really immersed in the destination, while creating positive impact and cultural bridges to understand each other better. You can also, if you'd like, take part in volunteering activities on Miss Minay, or maybe even in a development project, like, for example, installing rain gutters for the water to pass by, or maybe improving the infrastructure in a local school. So these are things that, if you're interested in, we can provide you more detailed information on. Another project that we really like is in the Ausengate area in the southern part of Cusco with Andean lodges. They are partners with 2 local communities and have developed these lodge-to-lodge trekking experience, which is really top-notch. It's beautiful in a scenic way, but it's also very rich in a cultural aspect, because you get to live with the people from the communities throughout the trek and interact with them each day and learn about their traditions. And of course, this has provided great job opportunities for the local people, but also a means for preserving the natural environment, because it's now an asset for tourism, and as well has helped preserve cultural heritage, like the herding tradition, because the herding tradition was starting to get lost. But now we take the llamas on the treks, and they carry the baggage. So there is now a reason to really maintain that llama herding tradition, because it has a new use. So we believe this is a very valuable project and a very life-changing trekking experience. We can say that from first-hand experience. And last but not least, I'm not going to go in depth into these projects, because I think we should have a different webinar just to talk about these. But our team at Wings has been working really hard for the last couple of years with the United Nations Development Program, developing tourism capabilities in 3 different natural areas with communities who were interested in participating in tourism. 2 of them are in Cusco, 1 in Tacna. I think maybe Jan or Maru can help me post the link to the video on the chat, so you can take a look at it later. And I think we will have a webinar on this soon to go deeper into that. Moving to a different topic, we also believe that taking care not only of the communities and the social and cultural aspect of the destination is important, but also the environment. Obviously, we all need to be really in touch with nature and help preserve it. So we have picked out a few experiences that we think are really good for doing this. One is a visit to the natural area in Lima, which is really now locked almost in the middle of the city, but it's a really important site for migratory and endemic birds. It's considered a Ramsar site, so it's very interesting for bird watching and for eco enthusiasts. And this is something that tourists normally don't get to visit, and we believe that it's a very special experience. You get to support the park rangers and obviously the conservation of this natural area called Pantanos de Villa, but you get also to participate in a beach cleanup. So you have a very concrete impact as well during your visit. Another project that we really like, and we've developed a full-day program with them, is Valle Sagrado Verde, which is a project by El Albergue de Ollantaytambo. They are reforesting areas nearby Ollantaytambo, understanding the importance of preserving Andean forests. So we have two options. Either you get to visit an Andean forest conservation area called Choquechaca and learn about the importance of preserving these areas, or maybe if you want to go even deeper, you get to go to the actual reforestation area and either plant or prune the trees depending on the season. And you will do any of these options with a local person that's involved in the reforestation project, while you get to learn about the importance of this project and how it's managed. And then we go back to visit the tree nursery, so you can see the little trees that will be planted in the upcoming months and get to close the cycle over there. And last but not least, we have a wide range of activities that are really aimed at getting you up close with nature. And regardless of there's a specific project or not behind it, we believe that being close to nature is what is most important for us to love it and want to preserve it. Of course, we can combine the nature activities with wellness experiences, like the two examples we see here, like the yoga and wellness adventure with Mountain Lodges of Peru, or at Piray we can do a full day wellness experience, including meditation, yoga on a stand-up paddleboard, and walks along the area. And one more aspect that we think is we needed to include in a wellness portfolio that also has like a regenerative aspect to it are the art experiences. We've picked two that we think are our top picks. On the left side, we see our friends from Totemic. Totemic is a female Cusqueñan art collective, and they seek to preserve traditional art techniques, mixing them up with more modern takes, maybe. So for example, you get to decorate your ceramic pieces, your pucara bulls or your pucara horses with a traditional Cusqueñan gilding technique, or maybe with a traditional glazed ceramic technique. So you're helping preserve and learn about these traditional techniques, support local artists, and also get to take something back home with you, and of course express your emotions. For me, doing any kind of art is sort of like a meditation, and I think it's a wellness experience in itself. And on the right side, we have our Yarina seed carving workshop, where you get to transform a Yarina seed, which is a seed from the Amazon, into a piece of art that you get to take back home. So it's again linked to nature, linked to local artists, and of course, like as an emotions expression experience. And now I'm going to give back the mic to Maru, who's going to be talking a bit about some other experiences.
Thank you, Ine. Well, besides that, the Sacred Valley has always had a very interesting appeal for people that are searching spirituality or alternative ways of living. So now, thanks to that, we have an array of very interesting suppliers and friends that want to share what they have learned through these kinds of experiences. Well, we have, of course, offerings to Mother Earth, which is what people have been doing since the beginning of times in the Andes. We know some shamans that can do a special offering to Pachamama, and it will depend if people really want to do offering to Pachamama. It takes a lot of time, around 2 to 3 hours, so it's a long process. Or we can have a demonstration where people learn which are the elements that usually are considered into the offering to Pachamama. There are blossoming bath, that we call it, with the power of the flowers. People will mix into some water special flowers that bring special kind of energy, and according to what you want to cleanse or attract to you, you will then be bathed in this bath, and you will be cleansed. That's a very common practice, not only in the Andes but also in the Amazon. And there's also the possibility of doing a ceremony to renew the vows and also to bring prosperity. So there's the possibility to explore all these different kinds of experiences. And also there can be sessions of music therapy. There are some people that work with the quartz bowls there, and also with Andean instruments that have been found, since pre-Inca times. Not only the quena or the zampoña, but made of ceramic, the one that has been used again since the beginning of the time. They have found these instruments in Caral, which is 5,000 years old. So all of this can be prepared. Again, the power of the flowers and also the music affects your magnetic field, your vibration, and that's why it's used to harmonize the people. One of our favorite places in the Sacred Valley is Wilcatica Wellness Center. Lori was asking about where was the picture taken of the gal, and it's Wilcatica. Wilcatica is one of the oldest yoga centers in the Sacred Valley. It started in 1994 by Carol Coombs. She's from South Africa. Well, she found this place and she fell in love, especially with a lucuma tree that was in the middle of the place, and she felt the call, like a lot of people do in the Sacred Valley, to live there and actually make a center. And she started doing that. She constructed 7 gardens. They are like secret gardens. It's a very big land. Each one of the gardens is associated to one of the energetic centers of the body, which are called the chakras. So there's a garden for the root chakra, and it's all red, and it's associated. You do ceremonies there to work with manifestation, with things related to the earth, to abundance, to the material part of the world. Then there's a chakra associated to the second chakra, and there you can do ceremonies associated to creativity, and like that. There's also one for the solar plexus, one for the heart, one for the throat, and like that you can work all the week, because there's a program where you can work on each one of the chakras every day, because it's not only about the energetic center, but also about the spiritual and the emotional things related to working on that energetic center. So it's a very interesting program where you explore different facets of yourselves and work in a very deep level, emotional and spiritual. And Wilcatica has 2 big yoga rooms, so it's perfect for someone that wants to do a yoga seminar. There's also a lot of yoga teachers available in the Sacred Valley. You don't need to be in a group with a yoga teacher, but also if you have a group that already has a yoga teacher, it's the perfect place. And the food is amazing. It's all vegetarian. So this is one of our favorite plants there in the Sacred Valley. Just only strolling around the gardens is amazing and connects you with everything around you. And like that, there are also other options for yoga and wellness, but we're portraying especially Wilcatica because we think it's very complete and we really love it. Now again, back to Ine.
Thank you, Maru. We've talked especially about Lima and Cusco, about experiences in these two destinations, but we want you to know that there are alternatives of extensions to other complementary destinations. We can arrange jungle retreats, for example, in Iquitos. We can do this along with Nico and the team at the Yoga Journey, and these have to be tailor-made to your group's specific needs. Or we can maybe focus on the aspect of on the mystical and energetic aspects in Puno and the Lake Titicaca, which is a very important destination for people who want to focus on mysticism. And we can explore the different islands and the stories and traditions of the local people involving mysticism and energy, and even get to know the local spiritual leaders and take part in traditional ceremonies over there as well. And finally, just a couple of remarks about accommodation options. Obviously, we've portrayed, as Maru said, a couple that are very specific and well suited for this portfolio, but we have a wide range of accommodations available. Many of these have very nice spas and spa treatments and complementary services. We've on purpose not started with these because we believe that true wellness is a much broader concept, and these are maybe the obvious places to go, which are as well available. We have massages and treatments, including organic products and native products, where you get maybe if you want to go into water circuits and to jacuzzis in the middle of the beautiful scenery of the Sacred Valley. So we have a range of options in this regard as well. And we also wanted you to know that in this portfolio and in general, we really seek to work with partners that have a purpose, a sense of purpose and a commitment to destination, whether it's a project that provides education and health for families in the local communities, or maybe a reforestation plan, or maybe that partners with local businesses to develop sustainable business models. So this is something that's very key and central to all of our product developments. And finally, we really want you to know that there's the option, if you and your passengers like to offset the carbon emissions of your trip. We've calculated an average trip to Peru, and we have a carbon bond that is then the funds that you pay for this carbon bond go then to an NGO that's supervised by the government, and those funds are allocated for projects that help preserve the Amazon rainforest. So if you want more information on these, please feel free to contact us or shoot an email to your sales executive, and we will be giving you further information on this as well. So we've talked about a range of experiences, and we wanted you to kind of get a grasp of how these could come together into a complete itinerary. So we've crafted a sample itinerary. I'm not gonna get into details now. We're going to be sharing the presentation and the recording with you later, so that you can understand more or less how these could be combined into a complete program with extension options as well, like the ones we showed you before. So I don't want to talk anymore because now we have Nico and we really want to get into that meditation demo. So I'm going to pass the mic back to you. Thank you, Nico. Welcome.
Thank you, Inés. Thank you, Maru, for the amazing presentation. Hello, everyone. My name is Nico Kisic. I'm from Peru, of course. I'm super, super happy to have you here and to see everything that the team has presented about Peru, which is just amazing. I know these days are very different to what it used to be like some years ago, like not only in Peru, but in all the world. So some days it's a little too much, you know, online meetings, online Zoom with your family and this kind of stuff. So let's just take a 1 minute break before we go on. What do you think? Like a little breath? Can you take a breath with me? Like just inhale and softly exhale. Maybe one more, just closing down the eyes. Inhale. Soft exhale. And the last one before we go on, soft and long inhale and exhale with a sigh. Nice, huh? Just a way to clear up the mind a little. So I would love to read your comments in the chat so we can interact a little and see what's going on. As Maru has talked a lot about our culture, I just want to talk about some specific points. The first one is the Andean worldview. You know, in Peru, there's this ancient worldview, which is so important in the culture, which is a history of creation, gods, and nature. Okay, our second point is work is a sacred contemplation practice. You know, in Peru, when you see the people working in the fields, they're not like going into their phones and they're working and then you know, like probably we do, but they're moving slowly. They're smelling the flowers. They're sensing their hands, and it's a different way of work. Our third point will be the meditation. Just as we had a couple of breaths now, we're going to do a little more, just a couple of minutes. And the fourth one is our personal growth. I mean, what's the final goal of this meditation, of this kind of practices, is actually personal growth. So let's go on, please. The chacana. Has anyone seen the chacana before? Maybe you can respond on the chat. Have you seen this? Maybe you have a magnet on your fridge, or have you seen this in a movie? Maybe. Yeah, Kajao has seen it. Yeah, it's like very common, right? But what does it actually mean? You've never seen it? Yeah, well, in Peru, once you come to Peru, you'll see it everywhere, especially in Cusco. So the chacana is actually a representation of both worlds. As Maru was talking about in the beginning, in Peru, the culture, the Andean worldview, understand that nature is one part of the whole, but also the divine or God or Pachacamac in this case is the other part. So they intersect in the center of the chacana, and every piece has a different representation. So it's actually very interesting. This is like the summary of all Andean worldview. Go on, please. You will find these two opposing aspects, and this is like the bridge between the physical universe and the spiritual universe. So number 2, work is a sacred contemplation. As I was saying, it's not just like working for money or working to do the job. You actually notice in the attitude of, I mean, Peruvian people in general, especially in the Andes, that they still got this viewpoint that work is a meditation. So they're always contemplating what's going on in the field, what's going on with their friends, with their family, with everyone around them. The same way as it happens in meditation, we recognize that everything surrounding us is just perfect. And this could sound like maybe too much, you know, like perfect, what? No, but it really is. It's the viewpoint that everything around us is created by the divine. So divine is in everything. And we'll see in a minute when we get into our meditation. So from being in this state of calmness and serenity, we can remember our true power, which is our power to create. Go on, please. Janet says, chacana is an ancestral symbol of cosmic vision. That's right, Janet. Totally. So I'm guessing somebody has done meditation before. Maybe you can answer in the chat. Has anyone at least heard this word meditation? There are people from India also here, so I'm guessing this is not a new word for everyone. Yeah. Yes, meditation is wonderful. Yeah, I agree. Since I'm a meditation teacher, I can agree with that a little, yeah. Okay, guys, so let's just sit comfortable. If you can pass the enter, please. Meditation is wonderful. Sit up tall and stable. Maybe leave everything like distractions to the minimum just for a couple of minutes and prepare yourself to create an amazing experience. So, close down the eyes when you feel ready. Start by balancing your weight to the right and to the left just a couple of times. And just find your center. You know that phrase, we always hear it. We don't really know what it's talking about, but let's just do it physically first, like find our center. Now do the same forward and backwards. Just rocking a little back and forth. Feeling the spine, maybe, feeling the head. And again, find your center. Relax the weight of your eyes. Relax the weight of your shoulders. And relax the jaw. We keep so much tension in the jaw. Just move it a little, make sure it's relaxed. And go into your breath. I tell you my trick. Just imagine there's something magical, something amazing going on right now in your breath. Start to lengthen the breath through the nose. Just long inhale, soft exhale. On this specific technique, everything's done through the nose. Long inhale, soft exhale. Keep coming back again and again to your breath. And continue this rhythm of breathing through your nose. Find a sense of lightness in your breathing, a sense of relaxation. On your next inhale, start to press slightly the navel out, inflating the belly as a balloon. And on the exhale, release that balloon and bring the navel slightly in. So you're gonna feel a little movement in your belly, and that's nice. Inhale to inflate. Exhale to bring the navel slightly in. Just a couple of breaths more. Do it on your own. Allow yourself to feel that experience. Make sure the spine is tall and the muscles on the face are still relaxed. Take your last breath here. Slowly inhale and soft exhale. You can start to open your eyes again when you're ready. Maybe move the head a little side to side. Moving the hands, the shoulders. And just waking up slowly without the need of doing anything really. Just enjoying being here. And now, tell me, how do you feel? Tell me, what do you feel? Maybe we can go to the next slide, please. Imagine just creating this moment. Better, that's nice. So relaxed, Janet. Wow. That felt so nice, calmer, nice. Centered and calm. I love that. Great. Stillness. Wow, guys, that means you're amazing, you know? It's not the meditation, it's you. So do you imagine creating not only a special moment, but a whole experience based on meditation, which is a broad tool that is going to make not only our world, our inner world, peaceful, but the whole world, if we know how to apply it. So the experience of meditation is always unique for everyone. You are the only one creating everything that's happening inside of you. Just want to say thank you to everyone here. I hope this small pause helps to center. And as you would see now in this last presentation slide, what meditation brings is just, it brings us to ourselves, to this natural rhythm, to this natural feeling of feeling okay, of feeling relaxed. And from there, you can go faster and you can do more things, but better.
Thank you. Thank you, Nico. Thank you very
Nico.
much for a short but really necessary moment of just stopping and going back to calmness and stillness. I think we can all get a grasp of how this workshop would go if we did this for, I don't know, half an hour. I want to experience that already. I hope that you have liked and found interested all the information that we've presented to you today. If you have any other questions or comments, you have our emails. Please feel free to shoot an email anytime. We can share all the information. We will be sharing the recording and the presentation with you later on today or tomorrow tops. And any other things that you need or any other information that you need, we're here to help. Thank you, Maru, again for the introduction and for you sharing your experience at Wikatika, and thank you, Nico, for the demo. I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.